In a clip that's just now going viral, Biden's Assistant Secretary for Health and Human Services and transgender woman Rachel Levine demands social media take action.
There is substantial misinformation about gender-affirming care for transgender and gender-diverse individuals. The positive value of gender-affirming care for youth and adults is not in scientific or medical dispute. We need to use our clinicians' voice to collectively advocate for our tech companies to create a healthier, cleaner information environment.
Joining me now is Molly Hemingway, a Fox News contributor and editor-in-chief at The Federalist, as well as Sean Davis, co-founder and CEO of The Federalist. Molly, you see that video, you hear the comments. What's your perspective?
Well, it's just so interesting to hear people engaging in disinformation while claiming that to speak truth is what is disinformation. Gender ideology is a radical, destructive, and unscientific denial of the two sexes, male and female. It teaches a lie that men can become women or women can become men, which is completely in contradiction to what the science tells us. And you see, as Rachel Levine and other powerful actors try to suppress the truth about the importance of sexual distinctions and complementarity under the guise of combating disinformation. They do it with the power of big tech and powerful government agencies bullying and getting big tech to suppress the truth that is so important for everyone.
Are you leaning to your left just a little
Now,
bit?
Sean, it's a moving target with the left. Here's what Rachel Levine said back in 2019. Watch this.
Leaning to the left a little.
I have no regrets, because if I transitioned when I was young, and I wouldn't have my children. I can't imagine a life without my children. And so every experience led me to here. This position as Secretary of Health, I use everything I ever learned. I channel everything.
All right, Sean, Levine is basically proving the rights argument here, isn't he? She?
No, you're correct. He absolutely is. And I think it's important that we say plain truths clearly. Levine is a man. He was born a man. He will always be a man. And the idea that this person, who, by the way, took his own mother out of Pennsylvania nursing home when he was the head of health policy in Pennsylvania, at the same time he was directing nursing homes to taking COVID patients, the idea that this person, who himself is living a lie, would go and tell tech companies to ban people for the crime of speaking the truth is absolute insanity. I mean, it's one thing to have government officials go and try and push their spin at these companies, but for them to do it in this fashion, to punish people who are speaking the truth about obvious realities that we all know, is utter madness.
All right, now I want to move on to another topic. In fact, you two are some of the brightest minds on this, but I want to move to another topic. I don't know if either of you have been traveling the last few days, but a lot of flights, especially on Southwest, have been canceled, and it's a disaster. But hey, don't worry, Mayor Pete is on it. Watch this.
You're the Secretary of Transportation. What does that mean, hold them accountable?
Well, we have enforcement tools that we have been using, especially this year. We're also in a position to use enforcement powers and fines to hold airlines to the things that they have now committed to us. We'll be watching to make sure that they follow through.
Molly, I don't know what to make of that comment. Holding them accountable? Like how?
I just hope that Mayor Pete Buttigieg was speaking from the United States of America when he was surveying the situation. He got in a lot of trouble recently for taking a vacation and bringing American flags to make it look like he was actually traveling in the United States while he was addressing major transportation issues. Southwest Airlines is having many problems. I am not in any way confident that Pete Buttigieg getting involved will help any of that. While it is true that many major airlines and other travel corporations get a lot of subsidies and assistance from the federal government, anything he's proposing would probably only make the situation worse.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I really would like to know where the Secretary of Transportation is when all this crisis and all this stuff is going on, because it has been a problem with him. Sean, real quickly here, I guess part of my concern that Twitter's illuminating here, is that it's multiple agencies. It's the whole of government that seems to be involved in this propaganda and pushing their political narrative. How do we get to the bottom of that?
Well, I think we actually need a strong response from Congress to take on the monopoly power that is allowing these companies like Facebook and Google to box out all their competition and then control the public square. You look at Google, it is just an absolute monopoly who crushes its competition, uses its monopoly in search to basically create a speech monopoly for itself. And so while I would like to think market forces would fix this, we don't have markets at Facebook and Google. We have monopoly, and it's time for antitrust regulators and the new Republican House to crack down on their ability to use their power to silence people like us for political gain for the left.
Molly, Sean, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.